Midsummer to late summer is the time of year for these flowering plants. It's the time for Fuchsia, Cocrosmias and Hibiscus. We've seen this one before, this Fuchsia. It's the riccatoni, really common one. You see it everywhere in a lot of gardens. And it's really underrated. It's got fantastic flowers and lots of them. And it's tougher than a lot of other varieties. It's a really nice plant. Then this Cocrosmia, I have no idea what the variety is. Got given this as a gift, but I do love it. I love the burnt orange colours of these flowers. It's got a really nice tropical vibe to it. And just underneath I can finally see that my potentilla, that these yellow flowers started to flower. There's a few flowers in the garden that have been a bit late this year. No idea why. Now this hibiscus plant with these pink flowers, this is a great plant for around about early August to mid-August. It take a while before you see any activity out of it. The leaves come a bit late, but when it comes into flower, it's fantastic. It's taken a bit of a battering overnight with the rain, but once these flowers are out in full bloom, it's a great plant. Now, this peach tree gets absolutely battered every year by peach leaf curl, but it does give me some peaches. I can see a couple here. These will be ripe soon. Nice, big, fat, juicy peaches. Don't get many of them, but it does give me some fruit at least. But even now you can see it's still got the remainder of that peach leaf curl on the leaves. I can imagine now how amazing this would be if it didn't have this disease. It would be full of these fantastic fruits. Not great for growing up here, but I still like the plant. One of my favourite plants in the garden only just started flowering. I've got two of them, and two of them have been a bit late at the moment. So hopefully towards the middle of the month we should start seeing a lot more of these blue flowers on this salvia. Planted this last year with a packet of seeds. I had a stack of apricot sprite. I do love this plant. Got a really nice smell that comes from it when you touch it, and I love these orange flowers. It's another one of those plants that you can cut back and it will just spring back up again and give you more. This was a cutting from a mother hot lips, and as you can see we've had some really warm temperatures in this garden. In fact, the walls were boiling hot, and you can see that what happens in the hot weather, the flowers go white, and maybe later on they go back to red and white, and then back to red. You can change colour as the temperatures fluctuate. I mean, this doesn't look great at the moment, but it's putting its roots down, and when these get a bit bigger, they're great plants. This flowered in May is totally Tangerine GM, and it put up loads of new flower spikes. You can see quite a few of these flower spikes nearly finished, but I reckon I could do this again once when it finishes flowering, cut all the stems back, and it'll be back again come September. Fantastic plant, goes on for months. pruned this catmint back early July, and it's come back. You can see all the flowers coming back. It'll look better in a few weeks time when it's in full bloom again. But what I did is I didn't cut it back harshly like I normally do. So I left quite a few of the leaves on the plant, and I've got a mixture of nice fresh leaves and old battered leaves and flowers where the flowers are finished. Now, of course, if you leave this with a few flowers on when you do your July cutback, the bees can carry on doing their work. However, I always prefer to literally just cut the thing right back, and then when the new flowers come through, when the new leaves come, I don't have to do a thing with it then. No deadheading, it will last right through to autumn. Love these Nandinas. Obsessed, this is called. But I think there's an alternative name to it. I think it's also called Obsession. And every time it puts new leaves out, they're this nice red colour. Fantastic plant, it's evergreen. And the leaves change colour in the winter. That's a nice burnt red colour. Now, these will get cut back in a harsh winter, but they always come back. Brilliant plants. Look at this Barberry, admiration, love this plant. Look at the colour of the leaves. A bit prickly, but you can't beat these Barberry plants if you want some foliage colour. Cut this back early July as it was starting to get a bit leggy, and now it's come back to this really bushy plant, and as you can see, it's starting to flower again. Now, because I cut this back in July and it's come back with all this new growth, this is going to be packed with flowers in a few weeks, and it's going to carry on right through the autumn. Cut this back, this Salvia viola close, doesn't come back like some of the other salvias. It might give us the odd flower, but I think I've found that it's better just to cut this one right back once it's finished. As you can see, another hibiscus variety. It's been pummeled by rain last night, as you can tell by the drops of water on the leaves. But once all these flowers are out, they're fantastic. Fantastic flowers. You do need to deadhead them. The flowers only last a couple of days. But once it dries up, this will be great. It actually suffered. A few weeks ago, we had temperatures in here into the late 30s. And like, the benefit of a walled garden is it keeps the heat. Now, we had record temperatures, and these walls produced like an oven effect for the plants, and it went all yellow. It really suffered. It didn't like it getting too hot. Dried out really quickly, but it's coming back. The leaves are going a lot greener. This has been going all through July. It's still producing flowers, this Hypericum, and it'll carry on producing flowers, but most of it's finished now. Won't cut it back just yet. Give it a couple more weeks, get a few more flowers, and then I'll cut it back nice and tidy to overwinter. And the thing is, if you want to cut these back before the winter, can't wait too late, because this can be a little tender in the hard frost. So it'll give it time for the leaves to come back and gain a bit of strength. As you can imagine, this little sun trap that I put in this year was absolutely baking during the heat wave. It's not great to sit in that corner when the temperature's 38 degrees. Daylilies are out. I call them daylilies because the bloom only lasts a day. And they're great little flowers. Bit of a nuisance though, because you've constantly got to deadhead them. Another Nandina, Gulfstream, older variety of the obsessed Nandina that we looked at before. Hate these. Watch these just snap off like that. Very difficult to get out of your garden. These horsetail, I think they're called horsetail. The taproot goes really deep, and I've got a few in here, and they're very difficult to eradicate. If you've got any ideas, let me know. Fuchsias, back in bloom. These can go on all autumn. The one there, Beacon. Now, I mentioned this before, these Salvia that I love, patio deep bloom. There's no flowers, don't know why. Hopefully they'll come in a couple of weeks' time, but for some reason it hasn't done as well this year. Hopefully that will change next year. I'll be back again with those fantastic blooms. You can see Emily Mackenzie's got the buds on there now. Another great orange Cocrosmia. This actually doesn't really flower till about September, but I think by mid-August these will be out. Keep this lot of petalum in a pot because it can bring it in winter. It's a nightmare keeping it watered though during a heat wave. Took a bit of a battering early in the winter, or early in the spring should I say, but it always comes back strong, always puts the leaves back out again, and it will actually flower. This should be back on flower in about September, with all these nice little witch hazel type flowers here. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.